So when I started my business, who did I want to go talk to? Jim, he's a venture capitalist. And I said, Jim, what advice do you have? And what he said to me was, and we'd raised a little bit of money. He said, sell shit. I said, what? What? He said, sell shit. And what he was really saying, which he said, so you've raised money. All you've done is taken other people's money. You've given them something in exchange, stock or whatever, right? It's air, basically. Sell whatever it is that you're working on, because I will tell you that the formal way for saying what I just said is sales covers all sins. It covers every sin you can make. Because if you're selling things and you're selling what you're doing, whether it's a service or a product, it will make up for any of the mistakes you're going to make. And believe me, you're going to make mistakes. I make mistakes today. I probably made 15 mistakes today. I just don't know what they are yet. And so sales covers all sins. So I go back to what Jim said to me when we were in business school, and he was absolutely right. There was a need there, and we saw that the machines that were available at the time cost $500,000. They were only available to the largest corporations in the world. And my partner said, I think we could use this new thing called a personal computer, which had just come out at the time. And I think we could build a small one into that and use that as the platform and make something that was $20,000 instead of $500,000, so small businesses could have it. By the way, that idea took another 4 or 5 years to catch on. So it's good that I wasn't holding my breath, because it did take a while. Then it went crazy for a long time. And I think in general, I would put that angel investors. Now, I'd love to know, because my first business, it had angel investment money, it had venture capital money, it had strategic partner money. All three of the sort of classic ones where we sold stock. I don't know who came up with this phrase. As many people think actually a business degree can get in the way. I think about the people that were business degrees fit into the class of angel investors in the first business. So they were about the least angelic people you could ever think of. If truth be told, tough dudes. Why did I get my MBA? I was working overseas, but it's like at a small at a company I worked for out of college as an engineer. And we hired a person who worked for me for a period of time. Dropped from heaven. I'm not sure what it is. And Hervé had an undergraduate engineering degree. That's an angel. Just gotten his MBA from the Wharton Business School, which is the second class of people, very well known place, venture capitalists. And the business that we raised one day, I said, why did you get an MBA? A well-known venture capital firm in the Boston area. I got an MBA because I want to start a business. So immediately I said, with them, other companies an MBA for business with, but what he said, which was surprising to me, it's a different kind of animal. I got an MBA because I want to start people that are venture capitalists, and if the business fails, they've raised money from other people. I know I'll always be able to get a job because I have an MBA. They have to get so in my 23 or 24-year-old and that's a different mindset than the angel investor. So I went back. That's how I moved to Boston, looking for a return for themselves. And they don't have to prove anything to anyone except short answer is in the early days of the business, it had very little to do with anything. Different type of model. And I think you probably well know that is acceptable as well. You'll find as the business got bigger and level of discipline, some of those things that I learned in business school actually may or may not be helpful. Later on, sometimes it is. I learned how to talk to accountants. And you always have to remember, about there are different venture marketing, and there are different firms that are at different stages of their quite frankly, had to be in some firms that are starting the business, doing really well, have a different later on to outcomes, because all of them are going to need to get absolutely their investors eventually, and they have a time frame that may or may not be yours. The third kind of investor, which I'm a huge fan of, and a lot of institutional investors are not, are strategic investors. So those could be customers or companies that you're working with that have some other reason for investing in you other than just making money. And why do I bring that up? Because maybe there's something that you do that they want, that you might do sooner because they're going to give you some, invest money in your company. The thing about strategic investors, there's always going to be a string attached, but there's a string attached to everything. And you just want to make sure that you understand what those strings are. But I'm a huge fan of strategic money. They tend not to be valuation sensitive or as valuation sensitive. They tend to be pretty aligned with your interests because they want you to be successful so that you can help them doing whatever they're doing. I've often been convinced that if you can get through each of these stages, that's impossible, Anybody can do it. Nobody will buy it. If you can address all of those, you will have built value and you will have something in a business that is successful.